Hi everyone, it's Chris at Cork and Crown, back with another cider to try, and it is a cider today, not a perry. We've had some ciders from these guys before. Very small producer, based in North Somerset, did some really interesting stuff. Old orchards, established orchards, basically picking the apples from the floor rather than taking them off the tree, then leaving them to mature. Wild yeast, no sulfites, you know, all that sort of stuff that we like. Who is it? It is Wildings, and this is their Kingston Black. We had this very recently. I've got some more to try as well, actually. I've got another interesting one to try. Some whiskey barrels. We've had a few recently. We had one on Saturday night, in fact, with Albert at Ross and Rye. His had been aged in a Kentucky whiskey barrel, which brought enough to the party, but not too much to the party. This is just as I say, God intended, and if God intended it, he didn't drink cider, I suspect. But what is the ABV? 4.3%. So I suspect this is going to have some sweetness to it. Let me see what it says here. This cider is a blend of Kingston Black from 4 different orchards, each bringing their own character to the finished article. The result is a pure expression of variety, rich and complex, with typically Kingston Black aromas of apple pie, toffee apple, and orchard floor. Yum. It is naturally sweet with fruity acidity and well-balanced tannins. Drink with soft cheese or pudding. I mean, soft cheese, as a cheesemonger, which soft cheese? There's a lot of different soft cheeses. It's quite bugs me when people write just have a cheese on it, because it doesn't always work. All of our fruit is hand-picked from unsprayed, unfertilised, traditional orchards, no additives. So there you go. Let's open it up. Did it say it was sparkling? I can't remember it did. Doesn't say. It may not be if it's that sweet, because it wouldn't. Because it may be just that. There's a lot of sugar in there and not much alcohol, because the sugar hasn't been turned to alcohol. That would explain the level of sweetness in there. Oh, he says, and I can see some bubbles. So there is a sparkle, but it's very gentle. I didn't hear anything when I opened it. Let's pour this out. Great colour already. Very nice. Lovely colour. Very similar to the colour of the Kingston Black we had on Saturday, actually. Yeah, it's a very gentle sparkle. I have to say, I'm heading towards preferring really gentle sparkles. Overcarbonation is something I have a bit of a thing about. And we had a series of Tor ciders about 10-15 videos ago. We did a series of them, actually. The sparkle on them was minimal, and I absolutely loved it. It was just enough to make it pop, but not so much that it detracted from the drink. It was great. I feel like this might have similar characteristics. So yeah, amber, nice amber, obviously unfiltered, so a little bit hazy. Not super hazy, but a little bit hazy. It's going to swirl and a sniff. Quite a delicate nose. Oh yeah, okay. There is definitely there is a kind of a sweetness to it. I mean, like a rich, sweet, salted apple character, I want to say, a toffee apple kind of thing. Something else as well. There's something else in there, and it is a herb. What the heck is it? Man, that's going to drive me mad. There is something that's herbaceous, and I cannot nail it. It's almost menthol. I think it's like almost a menthol kind of thing. Yeah, spearminty menthol character. Something like that. Something in that general area is what I want to say. Okay, let's go for it. Glasses off. Let's try it. Cheers. So yeah, it's sweet, but it's natural sugars from the cider, from the apple, not sweetened. So it doesn't feel anywhere cloying. It feels like a very natural apple sweetness, but a very ripe apple. It doesn't feel like a malic acidity, like a green acidity that you associate with like cooking apples and Granny Smiths and so forth, and crab apples. It's really gentle. So malolactic fermentation, I suspect it's gone through. It's a very sort of lactic, rather than malic acidity. So the lactic acidity is more like a dairy acidity, a yogurt acidity, for like. It's definitely there, but it's quite gentle. There is that rich, ripe apple. Soft, very soft bubbles, but really good. Great, in fact. I love the fact it's just there prickling my tongue, but it's not doing any, it's not detracting at all. Reasonable tannins. Yeah, it was almost like a. Is it? Oh, gosh, it's slightly spearminty character to it. It sounds weird, but actually, it's something you get quite often with a Cabernet Sauvignon grape varietal. It's something that's associated quite a lot with that sort of almost like a menthol spearmint character you can get with Cab Sav quite a lot. It sounds weird, but once you identify it, it's pretty obvious. And something like that in this, which I have to say I think is great. It's like sort of spearmint character with that apple, that baked sugar, toffee kind of thing, apple pie, all the things they said. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, lovely acidity actually. Lovely acidity. Just enough to balance that sweetness. Nice minerality, like wet mountain rock from a mountain stream. That kind of minerality in there. 4.3%. Love the fact it's 4.3%. But a few things from these guys. This is my favourite so far. I do like this. I really do like this. And I love the fact that it's kind of a true expression of the Kingston Black. One of the conversations I had with Albert from Ross and White in that recent tasting was about Kingston Black, actually, because it's hailed as the king of cider apples, the best one you can get. It's a bit of sharp, it's a nice balanced bit of sharp. The tannin and the acidity and the sugar is all in balance, so you don't need to mix with the things that usually with cider apples you need to blend to something to get the best finished product. Certain varietals like Dabinet, like Kingston Black, not necessary, but that's not always the case. And also depends on the tree and the location of the vintage and all sorts of things, and the style of orcharding that you do, nutrients in the soil, nitrogen, so many different things. This is from 4 orchards, and they will all be distinct. But it's interesting what they said, because I'm feeling that I'm actually getting a true expression of the varietal here, and it has got a little bit of nice acidity, and that nice acidity is really lifting this. It's really lifting it. Yeah. This is a good cider. Kingston Black, 2019, from Wildings. Me like. Really good. Yeah. If you can get some. I recommend it. If you like dry cider, don't get it, because you won't like it. But everything with sugar isn't bad. I mean, I love sweet and I love dry. So I'm very lucky. It means I can drink so many things, which is obviously good for my health. So yeah, and I'm enjoying this greatly. All right, guys, there you go. That was good. Kingston Black, 2019, from Wildings. Get some if you can. All right. As always, thank you for joining me. I hope you join me again. And until then, cheers.